Hello my lovelies, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. You guys are probably sick of hearing this intro, but if you want to see how I got this nice full beat, full glam look, snatched is the theme, then keep on watching. Also, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below saying hi, any video suggestions or anything like that. I love to comment back to you guys, reply back to you guys, and just hear any kind of feedback you guys have. So if you want to see how I got this look, keep on watching. So I wanted to get all nice, close, and personal so you guys can really see like all the different steps and the products that I use, and really see it like on my skin and how all the products kind of like mesh well together. So that's why y'all are all nice, close, and personal, and can see everything, all my imperfections, and how I cover everything up to get this good look. But I'm gonna start off using the Milk Hydrogrip primer here. It'll focus for me, but I'm gonna use this primer here. I really love using this primer. And sorry with all like the background noise, they're doing landscaping at the complex. I'm gonna put this primer all around my face. This primer is really good because it makes anything that you put on top of it really like stick to it. Like when you press it in and feel it afterwards, it feels like a little sticky, but that's good because that means that all of the products are gonna stick right on top of it. And I already did my skincare before coming on camera, and of course my eyebrows. And as you can see, I didn't blend in the bottom or the top concealer. Only time I do top concealer is when I do like full glam, so that way the foundation can blend in and not mess up my eyebrows. And that's a tip for people who do eyebrows first instead of doing foundation first and then eyebrows. So I kind of let that get into my skin, bring it down to my neck. I like to bring all my products, even my skincare products, to my neck because your neck ages too, so you gotta make sure you get those products all the way down there, and you put makeup down there too, you know, just to blend it in. Then I'm taking my LA Girl Pro Conceal, so I already squeezed some product out of it. There we go, the Pro Conceal, and I'm going to use it to cover up some of my blemishes. So I tried using Curology, and I can also make a separate video if you guys like on my Curology experience. I was breaking out really bad before I moved out here, and then of course I broke out a little bit more, but I think it was because the change in temperature and just climate change in general kind of just disturbed my skin because I have really sensitive skin. So I was like, you know what, let me kind of hijack my skincare routine and just use some Curology, use something, you know, that a lot of people have been using, a lot of influencers and just regular people, you know, have been using it, and it's worked. Because, you know, there's Proactive, there's Accutane, and then there's like Curology and stuff. So I was like, you know what, let me try that. So you have like a little consultation. I got my Curology, tried it, and it made my skin even worse than I started out. So yeah, I cut out the Curology. Long story short, cut out Curology. Oh, and I'm just using this like flat brush here just to kind of pat in the concealer. I'm not really like dragging it out, I'm just like patting it into my face, and I just use this to cover up my blemishes, my dark spots, and like my red spots, because I have a lot of redness around my nose here, and then just like on my cheeks, recovering from like acne scarring and stuff. But yeah, so the Curology made my skin worse, and I freaked out because I'm like, this is a product that people said was supposed to work and stuff. No, not for me. But I should have known having sensitive skin. patience is a virtue. I should have just stuck to my normal everyday skincare routine, which I do every morning and every night. And you can even see, even from the last video, that like my skin has definitely thanked me. So I immediately stopped taking Careology, went back to my old skincare routine, my normal everyday skincare routine, and here I am today. You know, a bit blemish free. I'm gonna back up a little bit for you guys. If you see I'm looking down, I'm just looking at my mirror just to make sure, you know, I'm blending right and doing everything right. So, but yeah. Always stick to your normal stuff. Just be patient, drink water, wear sunscreen, my lord. Yes, wear sunscreen. I've learned that, especially living in a very, very hot climate. Even though you're wearing a mask, you still want to protect your skin as much as possible. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to take my MAC. This is the Studio Sculpt foundation here. It's in shade NC44, and also my Fenty Beauty, the Hydrating Pro Filter in shade 385. I'm going to take a pump of each, put them on the back of my hand. The MAC, this MAC foundation is a full coverage. And then, of course, I believe all MAC foundations are like full coverage. And then the Fenty, I would say it's like medium coverage. So when you mix them together, it makes everything like full coverage and amazing. So I'm just mixing them together with my finger on the back of my hand. And this kind of like warms up the product too, gets it prepped and ready to put on your face. Then I'm just going to take my finger and literally placing the foundation in the spots underneath my nose, on my chin, on top of my nose, on my cheeks. See, now you see that I have kind of like a white cast on my face just from the concealer. That's also because the concealer is lighter to cover up the blemishes. Some people color correct. I'm not a big like color corrector person, so I just use concealer. And then whatever is left on the back of my hands here, I'm just going to take my brush. I'm just using the same buffing brush that I used for my other foundation video. And then you just kind of dab it into your face. Same thing that I was doing with the concealer before. I wasn't like dragging it. I'm just literally dabbing it into my face. You know, kind of pouncing it, bringing it down a little bit beyond my jawline. Going over my mouth. And yeah, just doing it like that. And I also can't wait till Brianna drops her Fenty skincare, so I can try her Fenty skin and then try like her makeup products on top. We all know Brianna has some amazing skin, and that's the kind of skin I aspire to have. So I'm trying to get those products, and it's for men. I'm trying to get those products and be on it. And this band here, this is to lay my edges. Cause you know when you got that updo, you gotta have the edges slicked down. You got to. So I just have this band holding my edges and stuff down. Don't mind like the crusty you're gonna see on my nose ring and stuff. You can't even tell that I have a nose ring right now. But we're gonna wipe that off and stuff later. How am I blinging? Like sometimes I be getting love, sometimes I don't. I'm like a OD blender. I just like to make sure everything is like blended into. I don't focus too much on my under eyes blending because that's what concealer is for. So if the foundation isn't all the way blended in, I don't make it a big to-do, a big cahoot. And so that's like the foundation kind of like blended in. So it looks like literally full coverage, and it feels like skin. Now I'm gonna go in and I'm going to take my Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade C12, and I'm just gonna take it and put it on the outer ends of my eyes. There, I'm going to put it around my nose on both sides. Boom. I'm going to put it on the top of my nose. You know, get some extraness going on my forehead. And then put some on my chin, you know. I'm really sorry for the landscaping going on. I understand they want to make the property look nice, but this is like twice a week they do landscaping, so you gotta hear this, and I know it's annoying, so I'm gonna try to talk a bit over it. I keep doing this, I already opened it, but I'm taking the e.L.F. Camo Concealer. This one is in the same shade, Medium Sand, and I'm gonna put it in the inner part of my eye here. I like to drag my concealer as close to my lower lash line as possible, kind of bring it up into the tear duct there and drag it over. So yeah, you kind of have, yeah, that's that's kind of what your face is gonna look like. Since we're going full glam, you gotta go full glam, you gotta go all out. So I'm gonna also take my LA Girl, I'm gonna use my LA Girl Pro Conceal. I do have other concealers, but I just like the way that the LA Girl ones kind of blend in and blend with other products. I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit out, and I'm gonna put it on my nose here. As much as I love like higher end makeup products, I feel like drugstore does the trick too. And it's not about the products, it's all about your technique and what you do with the products. I could do like a whole face probably full of LA Girl, and it's just on like how you blend it together and put all of the products together. I'm going to use this is a Sephora collection brush here. It's the concealer brush, and I like it because it has like, it's like a dome brush, but it has like a tip to it, so it gets under the eyes good. So I'm going to use it to drag out the concealer just a little bit. I'm just going to blend it down and just, you know, patting it. I've been told that I can be heavy-handed, so, you know, I'm trying to work on that. But I just literally pat it and tap it into the skin downwards, and then I'm also gonna drag it out to blend it into the concealer over here. So you're literally just tapping it, bringing it down, bringing it out, and just like to blend as much as I can, so it kind of all goes together seamlessly like that. And then just gonna do the same thing on this side. Patting very lightly. And I know before I layered the concealer in my inner corner, but because it is like a full glam, I want it to be just brightened more underneath, so everything just kind of like pops more, you know, my cheekbones like pop out, you know. So yeah. Gonna blend, you know, that's what most makeup is. You're just gonna blend. Then I'm gonna go in and blend out. Told y'all, my hotline just been ringing. Just gonna blend out the top, just dabbing it, and I kind of mix the concealer with the concealer on the top of my brows. That's why I don't blend it out after I do my brows. I wait until afterwards so I can blend everything in seamlessly, so my eyebrows look like they're a part of my face and not like brows and then space and concealer or foundation, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm just kind of blending everything out so it's not looking crazy. Then I gently just do the top of my nose and then bring out my chin a bit. Right now they're kind of gonna look like white cast, but we're gonna blend everything in. So that's kind of everything. If you wanted to, you can bring it further up along the eyes. But yeah, that's all the concealer blended out. I'm gonna use this brush, I don't know, it's just a blending brush, a flat like blending brush here to do the concealer. So I'm just gonna pat it in along my nose here, pat it in and kind of like drag it down a bit, and then I'm gonna bring it into my crease, which we're then gonna later define. Cause you know we trying to be snatched all 2020. Trying to be snatched nose, snatch waist, like. And with makeup, you can make that happen. I mean, not for your waist, but for your nose. But you just gonna tap it all out like that. But I'm like a over blender, so I just like blend it, kind of blend it almost until like you can't really see it. You just don't want to see any harsh lines, so that's why I kind of like over blend, and then it really like goes in and defines up your crease. But when we set it, we're gonna go in and kind of hollow out the eyes, because I do have hooded eyes, so I try to find ways to kind of make my eyes look bigger. And when you drag your bronzer or contour up into like the crease area of your eyes, it kind of hollows out this section. And then if you go in, I'll show y'all when we get there. But for right now, we're just kind of defining the top area there, and then I'm just gonna swipe it on my nose like that. And then we're gonna go in and blend out underneath the lip. And then this just kind of, for me, I do this for me personally to define my bottom lip, because I feel like, I don't know, just personal preference. But you don't have to do this, but I just do it to further define my bottom lip area. I'm just going to take the same flat brush that I was using and go in, kind of get rid of that brown cast, you know, from under my lip with the concealer.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It
gets the people going.
So it's even further blended under my eyes. My under eye concealer creases so much. I feel like that's just inevitable. Like, your under eyes are going to have some kind of creasing going on. So what I kind of do to try to prevent it, and I do this continuously while I do my makeup, I just take a blending brush here and I go in, kind of like open up my eyes a little bit and just kind of make sure I really dab in that area underneath my lash line, just to kind of prevent creasing as much as possible. But there's no way to completely stop creasing under your eye unless you have like a perfect face, which I commend you for. But I just use a blending brush just to kind of make sure I can get that area as much as possible. To blend everything out now, or the concealer part, I'm just gonna take my dome brush and pat it. I'm just like patting the outer parts of the concealer, not so much going under the eye completely, just the outer edges, because you don't want, like I said, any harsh lines. So just like the outer edges, I'm kind of blending out and around the chin, and then just around the forehead. I'm gonna bring it all the way up to the band. It's okay. This is like a one-time use band, so I bring it literally on to the band there. So now everything is kind of blended. To set everything, the concealer and the bronzer, I'm taking my Laura Mercier. You know, if it wants to, maybe if I go back, I don't know. There you go. I'm taking the Laura Mercier baking powder. I'm going to use this brush. I don't know what the name of this brush is, but it's a very, very dense dome brush, I'm gonna call it, I guess. And I'm gonna dip it into, I put the translucent powder into the cap here. I'm gonna blend it into there, tap it in there, and I'm literally pressing the powder underneath my eye and bringing it down to my nose. And when you press it in there, yes, I am using more than I normally do, and that's because we're going full glam, y'all. Full glam, you gotta go fully for it. So I'm taking a good amount and pressing it in there. That's why I like using this brush, because it is very dense, so it does hold a good amount of product, and it really like gets the product in, it gets the people going. And we're gonna drag it up there. Like that. And now we're not gonna leave the eye looking like this. I mean, if you want to, you can, but personally, I am not. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Really trying to get it as under my eye as possible, under my lash line. Dragging it up, because we want that snatched look. I told y'all we're going for that snatched. All 2020. And you can add a little extra in there. Bring it down to the nose area, all the way around the nose. Just because my makeup does start to lift around my nose. That's why I always make sure I put even extra more primer and focus my foundation around the nose area, because it does start to lift around the nose area. I make sure I get down there. Also gonna bring a little bit on the chin, tiny bit, and then a tiny, tiny, tiny bit on, okay, I did say a tiny bit, but you know what I mean. A tiny bit on the forehead, you know? Around. And see, brows still look like untouched. So brows before foundation isn't as bad as people think. So I'm going to take a tiny bit, put it on the tip of the brush, and bring it down. Put it like that, little exclamation point going, you know. So we're going to take this little handy dandy Sephora collection powder brush, and we're gonna, you know, swipe it all under, press it in, swipe out that extra powder so we not looking like Casper, so we don't have that flashback. We're just getting in there. Then we're gonna get the chin. Around the nose. We're gonna get the brows and the forehead. Boom. Look at that. No looking like Casper today. That's what you call set concealer. I'm using another little small blending brush and gonna go in and blend that out as well. Along the sides of my nose. This is what makes my nose ring non-existent. And this nose ring I can't take out. Normally I like to take out my nose ring before like doing a full face. But this one doesn't come out, so I'm just kind of, or if I feel like if I take it out I won't be able to put it back in, so I just leave it there and then just clean my nose ring up afterwards. So of course we're just blending it, and you want to kind of blend it into the powder so there's not like a line of concealer or powder and then a line of bronzer. You want to, since it's two powder products, you can mix it together. Powder, powder, cream, cream. Like that. Do the same thing on the other side. Kind of just snatch nose a bit. I might do, I'm going to use a little bit of the powder just to bring it a little bit higher on the nose. Just a little bit. And then I might just use my fingers to blend it in. Like that. I use a different palette for my cheekbones. I'm going in with this e.L.F. contour palette. Like I said, you know, it doesn't really matter on the products. I kind of mix together drugstore, high-end. Sometimes just use drugstore and sometimes use high-end products. And I'm just going to go in with this angled brush here. I'm taking these two bottom shades here, mixing them in for like a nice warm kind of feel to it, and I'm just dabbing it on the cheeks here, doing kind of like a little C or parenthesis, whatever you might call it, a little bit at a time. Sometimes I know my contours can be a little harsh, so you just want to do a little bit at a time, kind of. So you can see the difference between this cheek and this cheek. Snatched. I'm gonna go in into this cheek. Okay, I'm gonna have a little bit more product than that. And I like using this palette over the ABH one because this one's a little bit more subtle. Especially since it's summertime, you kind of want like that warmer, you know, bronze and not so much a harsh. I would go probably more harsher in like the winter, the cold months. I mean, there's not really many cold months in Florida, but you know what I mean, like around that time, that's when I will go like a little bit harsher of a contour. And I also like doing it because I'm not tan and I don't want to have like just a washed out face, and my face has just been washed out. So I feel like the bronzer and contour kind of brings your face alive again, brings some color back to you. So I be looking like a straight ghost sometimes. I don't want to look pale. So this kind of does the trick. And I just kind of bring it around the forehead, you know. If you got a big forehead, you kind of gotta make it seem a little bit smaller than what it is. So I put it in like the temple area and then kind of bring it across. But I'll probably apply more once I take this band off so there's not like a line of no makeup. Then I'm gonna take a little bit more and I'm gonna bring it underneath, and I'm doing like circular motions underneath my jaw in circular, and you're gonna bring it down. You don't want to put too much because then you're gonna be able to see the difference between like your head and face, and it's gonna be like brown and then body, and that's not too cute. So you just wanna a little bit, just gonna blend it underneath the chin, carve out that area right there. So it's chiseled jaw, chiseled cheek, chiseled nose. If you can chisel your forehead, like overall, boom. So I just kind of go in and mix it all up. So it's like that. I'm gonna go in using whatever is left on this brush to kind of carve out under, you know, the under bronzer area here. Just want to carve it out a little bit, just so it's not so harsh. And I'm gonna go in with the same brush that I used to kind of get rid of that extra powder. Alright. I want to focus on my books so bad, even though they're nice books. so we can have our eyes further snatched, I'm using this BH Cosmetics. I haven't used this palette and I don't even know how long, but I love like neutral palettes because I love neutral colors. And if I can open it, I'm gonna go in with like probably a mixture of these colors here to get like a good shade to put. Actually, I might go in with a combination of like these colors. They all look white on camera, but I promise you these 6 here are all neutrals. They just look super white for some reason on camera. I'm using just a flat makeup brush here, and I'm just gonna go in with, you know, these nudes, neutrals, and I'm just gonna kind of act like I'm doing a cut crease and just pat that on the eye. I don't know if you can really tell, but you're not really supposed to see like a whole bunch difference, but I just want to bring it out. On the eye. Yeah, you can see. Okay, if you want to focus on me, there we go. You can see like this one over that one. There, you're just kind of making it more neutral so the entire eye is not like brown. I'm literally just mixing up like all the nudes together. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this eye. Act like you're doing a cut crease. Okay, this one came out a little bit brighter, which is okay. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did to this one on the other one then. And just kind of like bring it out. I can see the difference. So it's like the crease is like boom, the eyelids is like boom. It just kind of further defines the eyes, opens up the eyes, make them look a little bit bigger if you do have hooded eyes, and kind of blends in with the rest of the face like seamlessly. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm taking my eyebrow brush, which is literally what I use to do my brows, and I'm going to line my like above my lashes. Instead of doing a black eyeliner, I'm doing a brown, because this is like the perfect brown, because the shade that I use for my brows is, I believe, chocolate. So it's like a nice like dark brown. If I wanted to, I could add a little bit more product, but I kind of want it imperfect. I'm gonna add, and it's okay if the line is not perfect. You don't want it to be perfect because it's gonna be smudged out anyway. Yeah, this might be better. Yeah, so you could see just like the brown. This is a very thin angled brush too, so it's gonna make the line like very thin, but it's more makeup. But if you don't want like a whole bunch of colors for like a nice any event, everyday sort of kind of thing, like that, I'm gonna drag it a little bit more. And I only dipped my brush once into the product. That's why I said, especially with this pomade, a little bit goes a long way. Even for your eyebrows, you really don't need that much. This is not bad for an eyeliner. And I'm looking at a mirror like across from me. Okay, but it doesn't need to be perfect though. Smudge brush. This brush here, it's a smudge brush. And we're gonna go in, I'm gonna gently pull my eye out, close it a bit, and go over the pomade and smudge it out. I'm like super concentrated one because I don't want to poke myself or anything like that. Just smudging it out. And also depending on how much product and stuff you use, it'll smudge out differently. Just kind of like you're doing eyeliner, smudge it out just because you don't want to press too hard so you don't kill your eye, but this is just smudge out like a little bit. I might go in a little bit more on this one. I did it really close to my lash line so I could like calm my lash line. There's that kind of smudged out, and since it is a pomade, you could just use like an eyeshadow or something, but since this is a pomade, it is a little thicker, so it is a little bit harder to blend out, so you might have to press like a little hard, but you can see like the cast on top of it, just a little bit. That's it like that. To further make my eyes kind of seem bigger, bring the eyes all together, I'm just taking, I believe it's all wiped off. It's just a Wet n Wild, a nude Wet n Wild pencil. And I'm gonna put it in my lower waterline. And this, having either like a white or a nude or something in your lower waterline opens up your eyes a lot. Dragging it. Sorry, I kind of pulled down my eye a lot, so sorry if you get creeped out by this. I'm just putting it in my lower waterline, and I bring it a little bit into my lower lash line too. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. You don't want to pull too much on your eye too, so your under eye doesn't crease. But I'm just putting it under, dragging it across. Just be careful not to poke your eyeball. Like that. I've been loving these lashes. They are, let me grab you. They are Jinx, Minx here. I'll put the information for them below. I unfortunately don't remember the name of them. I have to look at my my invoice of which kind that I ordered, but yeah, they're Jinx Minx lashes. I'll list below what lashes they are. I love these. I'm normally nervous on going like full on. I don't know what size lashes they are, but they're like pretty voluminous, perfect for like full glam, like going out, things like that. But even though I'm wearing these just during the day, you know, it's okay to be extra sometimes. It's okay to be extra. We're in quarantine, a whole pandemic. Like, if you want to be extra, be extra. But yeah, there's I put on these lashes. I feel like they go with the look perfectly and they don't cover up the eyes too much. That's the only reason why I kind of like hold back from wearing like very voluminous lashes too. I have small eyes and I don't want it to cover up the eyeshadow or eye look that I did, but these are just perfect. Now I'm going to use the Milk. This is the Kush mascara here. Don't really know what's in it. This is part of like their CBD collection or line or launch, whatever you want to call it. This is just a trial size one, and I just use it for my bottom lashes. My eyes were like super watery. They got super watery out of nowhere, so I had to like redo right underneath my lash line. That's why it's more brighter, because I had to go in and fix it. So I don't know why my eyes are like super watery. So yeah, and then just some of the lash glue is drying on top of my eyes. But I love this mascara. I think I'm gonna go buy the full size of it. I feel like high-end mascara can either be a hit or a miss, but this mascara is really nice. It must be like what's in it. Maybe CBD and makeup is good after all. I'm using the good old Morphe Continuous Mist, Setting Mist. I need to go get another one of these. Spraying my face down. Like this setting spray is really nice. And then just getting my face down. Okay. I probably won't use any other setting spray. The setting spray is only like 16 bucks and it lasts a while and it feels so good on your face. Just using this throughout the day. Amazing. I'm next going to use, this is the Maybelline Fit Me blush. It's in shade 40. Peach. It's peach 40. Looks like this here. I guess this is a peach. I don't know. I guess it's a peach. And I'm just using this dome angled brush just to do a bit of blush on both sides. Blush can be very pigmented, so you just have to be careful. This blush does have some shimmer to it. And I'm taking the only highlighter that I really use. Put me on to some new highlighters. But this one is my all-time fave, use it for every look. Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy. Just like, look at this. Look at this. Fire. Well, put me onto some new highlighters so I can expand my highlight palette, I guess you could say. And then I'm just taking this Morphe brush here, highlighting brush. And I'm going to put some highlight, not too much, right there, kind of doing a circular motion just a little bit, right up there. I don't do too much highlighter these days because my face already kind of has like that dewy look to it, already has its own natural shine to it and glow, so I don't do too much highlighter nowadays. I feel like I went through a highlighter phase where it was just like boom, face a highlight. I learned my lesson, not anymore. Not anymore. A little bit goes a long way. Now I'm going to take this flat brush here and I use it to do my exclamation point going down the nose. I dab like a little bit. And then right at the tip there. My exclamation point. But then I use my finger to blend it out. Blend out the tip a little bit, drag it upwards. Blend it out, exclamation point. And then I go in on the chin crease area. And then I don't do my forehead because my forehead's already big and shiny and I don't want to add any more shine to bring the attention to my forehead. For my lips, I'm going to do my favorite lip combo. I do this probably with every single look now. I should probably switch it up, but we'll see later down the line. I just use, it's just a beauty supply store brown lip liner. You can literally use any brown lip liner. I use brown, not dark brown, not light brown, just for my skin complexion and the kind of look that I like. I don't like it too dark, so I'm just gonna use this to line my lips. And because I have lip gloss on, it's not gonna be as defined, but you'll still see like some kind of liner. But I line my lips, I don't overline. So what you see is what you get. So the brown that I'm gonna use, please don't judge this. It's honestly their packaging. It's a Colourpop liquid lips, and literally you rub on it and everything comes off of it. I have so many Colourpop liquid lips because they're nice and affordable, but their packaging or like their labels literally rub right off of the tube. But this is in the shade Limbo, and I'm gonna take this and kind of further outline my lips. If you want to overline, you can go ahead and overline. That is your preference. And then just do the bottom. And I wipe off a lot of the product because I don't like it to be too like thick or anything. So I don't use a lot. And so it's easier for me to get it precise and stuff. And I just fill it in most of the way. Now I'm taking, I think this is, oh shoot. I done went and dropped it. My bad. But I think this is from the beauty supply store too. I think so. You can literally take any brown and any nude for this. But this is just a nude. The top literally just broke off of it. It's called like brown sugar. It's a nude. Well, this is like the actual color of it. It just has brown on it, clearly from me doing this lip combo. And then before the liquid dries, just put this in the middle on the top. Take the brush that I use to do my eyebrows and just clean up around my lips because it gets messed up when you like mix them all together. And yeah, this is a nice full glam makeup, whether you're going date night, going out. I mean, if you want to be full glam like me, I'm about to go run errands and have just a full beat face with some nice like full lashes. You can go like vacation. I don't know. You can go anywhere with the full glam and just be extra. Just cuz, and be snatched. Eyes, cheeks, jawline, snatched. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this tutorial. Feel free to put me on to any new makeup products, any new techniques. I'm always happy and eager to learn. But I hope you guys did like this look. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You can comment down below anything, just say hi, anything like that. I'm always open to reading you guys' comments and replying back. But I will see you guys in my next video.